One is the face of North London, the other is the king of the bridge. But whilst everyone thinks Bukayo Saka is clear, the stats tell a different story. In this video, we'll be settling the Palmer versus Saka debate. Every goal, every assist, every metric. Is Bukayo Saka overrated, or has the Cole Palmer hype gone too far? Both have the goals and the source, but only one has the European pedigree. Today we will be comparing their full senior career, side by side. But before we see the results, drop an ice cube in the chat for Palmer and a little chili for Saka. And guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. So let's kick things off. Cole Palmer was born in 2022. There's Bukayo Saka was born in 2021. So Cole Palmer's 23, Bukayo Saka's 24. Little bit of a height advantage. Whilst Bukayo Saka's 178 centimeters tall, Cole Palmer's 186 centimeters tall. So he's got a massive height advantage. Both left-footed. One plays for Chelsea and the other plays for the mighty Arsenal. Shirt numbers. Cole Palmer is number 10 and Bukayo Saka is number 7. And before we go, I know they're playing different positions, but I'm just trying to... Who is the real star boy? The English star boy? Different positions, but we had these comparisons for the past couple of seasons. Now everyone's gone stone quiet. So I'm just going to bring this back up because I know who I'm picking. Let me know who you're picking. But that's like the basic stats, you know, as basic can go. As we move into Premier League appearances, we'll do Premier League first. So Premier League appearances, Cole Palmer has made 100 appearances, 40 assists, wow, and 21 goals. That is amazing. That is amazing. Really, really, really good. Bukayo Saka, on the other hand, 214 appearances, 57 assists, and 56 goals. I love that it's just literally 56, 57. That's pretty cool. Champions League. This is where things are a little bit different. Cole Palmer has 9 appearances and 2 assists, whereas Bukayo Saka has 23 appearances, 12 assists, and 7 goals. I mean, that's a real big one for me. Trophies are a massive one, of course, but playing at a top level counts a lot these days. Let's be honest. Okay, Europa League. Cole Palmer hasn't played in the Europa League. He has played in the Conference League. I'm not sure any Chelsea fans or even Arsenal fans even want to count that, but it's up to you. But Europa League, Bukayo Saka actually has 25 appearances, 5 assists, and 9 goals. So that's a pretty healthy return, considering the teams he was in. FA Cup, though, is a bit of a different story. Cole Palmer has 12 appearances, 3 assists, and 3 goals. Whereas Bukayo Saka has 11 appearances, 1 goal, and 1 assist. So Cole Palmer there, which I was quite surprised at. I'm sure Saka's had more FA Cup games, but a lot of the time, the last couple of years, we've gone out pretty early. So, and in that final, he was on the bench. The Carabao Cup, Cole Palmer, 12 appearances, 3 assists, 2 goals. Whilst Bukayo Saka has 15 appearances, 2 assists, and 2 goals. So, Cole Palmer just about nicks it there. You know, just about nicks it there. But we can all say this, but who is the competition? Who are we playing? It's all different. Total overall, Cole Palmer, 142 appearances over all competitions, 53 assists, and 28 goals. That is a really good return for 142 appearances. If you ask me, he's on the rise. He's on the rise. Bukayo Saka, 290 appearances, 77 assists, and 77 goals. Wow. Again, a very, very healthy return. Very, very healthy. Some interesting things to talk about. So let's talk about them as like players. Whilst we know Saka's been in some mudded Arsenal teams, but also the last few years, he's been in some better Arsenal teams. Let's be honest, they were never the best in the league. Only this season. And Bukayo Saka has been at the forefront of those goals, those assists, everything created for Arsenal usually went through Bukayo Saka, because he has put the club on his back and ran with it and tried to pull the club along. I'd say Cole Palmer, ever since coming out of the shadow of Man City and moving into the Chelsea squad, he's sort of grown into himself. Last season, he had a stormer. He had an absolute stormer. And I think Maresca done a great job of building the team around him and just giving him that cushion. You play the free role, and you don't have to defend. Let's just, people are going to defend for you because we need you in those attacking spaces. And I think that's why he's getting a lot of GA, because he gets a lot of freedom at Chelsea. He's playing in that 10 role. He's dictating play. He's doing a lot. From what I've seen of him, he's brilliant. He is brilliant. There is no denying the quality of these two players. But in the league, let's just talk about the league for a minute, because we compare our league. But let's be honest, Cole Palmer hasn't been in the Champions League playing at that top level in a while, and I don't think he ever really has. Not too much. He's done a little bit for Man City and things like that, but yeah, Champions League this season he's only had 2 assists, which is pretty good return considering we've only just started. You know, we've already talked about a lot of the goals and assists, but expected GA, Cole Palmer has a higher expected GA at 2.70, whereas Bukayo Saka has a 2.26. So it's a little bit more. I mean, GA can be down to if your chances were one-on-one with a goalie, if you have an open goal, so it's a little bit different. Whereas Saka's usually coming off one side, or a lot of the time he was assisting. I watch a lot of Bukayo Saka. I am an Arsenal fan, and I do see the negative press the kid gets. Everyone was always compared to Saka. This is why I'm bringing up this comparison now, because I noticed that everyone's put it to bed now. No one's comparing them, because for me, it's not that one's clear. They're on 2 different trajectories. Even though one is only a year older, we go on about Cole Palmer being this young, bright talent, which he is, all of this, and it's like you forget that he's only a year older than Saka. He's only a year younger than Saka. So that's an important thing to remember. Saka has been doing this for a long time, and this is why I say they're on a different trajectory, where Cole Palmer is a world-class talent. I will gladly say that. World-class talent. Do I think he's world-class yet? No, but he is a world-class talent. And for him to reach that level, he needs to do a little bit more in the Champions League. He needs to do a little bit more in the league, I feel. He had a great season last season, but it's also about this level of consistency. Because we can talk about trophies, but trophies are won as a team, not as a player. And I know we can talk about PFAs and all that. They both got a couple each, yeah? All thereabouts. Young player, it is what it is. But for me, you need to be good to be world class. You need to be good over a consistent basis, over a good couple of years. And you could have a world class season and absolutely tear it up. But for me to call you world class in a segment of time, you need to produce more over time. And I think Palmer is getting there. I think he's had an injury. He's just come back. He has been a floaty a little bit, but as we know of a lot of these injuries, Saka the same had an injury this season, where they both come back and you're not pressing on the accelerator too hard. You're just easing yourself back into it. I expect Palmer to hit the ground running now. Same with Saka. But for me, Saka has been doing this for a long time, guys. We know this. And for me, I'm ready to call him world class. He hasn't been at his best at the moment, but nor has Arsenal. I can pinpoint Saka and whatever he's doing in a game, but as Arsenal as a whole, we haven't been at our best. I will say it, I don't want to get into the Arsenal pits, but we have been in third gear all season. Tell me different, guys. Let me know in the comments. We have been in third gear all season. We haven't even got another gear on us yet, which is a worry, but also we're getting the job done. We're top of the Champions League, top of the league. We're going too much about Arsenal. My apologies. Whereas Chelsea, yes, Cole Palmer was injured, so was Saka for a long period of time. And where are they in the league? Where are they in the Champions League? You know, these are those big ones. You can talk about FA Cups, Carabao Cups, brilliant. But those are the two competitions where people really, especially in England, and the Champions League in other countries, they'll start to see your world-class ability. And this is Cole Palmer's year to do that, because he's back in the Chelsea are back in the Champions League, and it'd be nice to see that. Okay, is he going to be at that level? Can he rise? Can he do this? Can he do this on a Wednesday, a Saturday in the league, and then coming away at Champions League? Can he do it again? Can he put a team on his back? Because arguably, here's something I'll throw out there. Arguably, this Chelsea team that you're seeing now was as good as better. I would say better than the Arsenal team from 2-3 seasons ago. Let me know in the comments. I personally think this Chelsea team is better than the Arsenal team 2-3 years ago after the FA Cup win. You know, the first year we challenged Man City and they won the treble. Is this Chelsea team better than the Arsenal team back then? If it's a yes, then Cole Palmer isn't doing enough, if you ask me. Because if Bukayo Saka was able to do it when his team was at that level, then Cole Palmer, if you're saying Cole Palmer is better, then he needs to show that level. In my personal opinion, if he's got a better team to play around, then he should be getting more numbers than Saka. He should be getting a lot more than Saka. But we digress. It's one of those things. We can talk about the defensive attributes of the player. Cole has been given the freedom. I wonder what his new manager is going to give him. I think he'll give him the same freedom to float and defend if he can, but stay far up the pitch. Saka, as we know, he's up and down that sideline. We run him too much. And I'm glad we got the Madueke back up to give this guy a bit of a break. He's on the verge of signing a new Arsenal contract. Probably about to become the highest paid Arsenal player right now. So this is why I say they're on a different trajectory. They're at different times, but even there's only a year between them in age. And I don't think Cole Palmer is a year behind Saka. I think he's a little bit more behind Saka in terms of that, in terms of numbers. If he blows the Champions League out this season, if they blow up the table and finish second, then we could start to compare. But like I said, compare this Chelsea team to the first year Arsenal challenged, or the second, whichever one you want, and tell me this Chelsea team isn't better or worse than that. Please let me know in the comments. But my overall opinion, you could say I'm biased, but this is why the debate's not happening here. Everyone gets compared to Saka. Saka is the benchmark, okay? And now he's pushed ahead of the benchmark. He's not been at his best at the moment, coming back from an injury. Same with Cole Palmer. Same with a lot of injured players this season, I think. And don't rush your injuries. And even with Havertz, we've had Havertz out and he's not been rushed back. I think we're taking our time so we don't get long-term injuries that keep reoccurring. But my thoughts on it all, my overall thought is that I personally think Bukayo Saka is better than Cole Palmer. And if I was picking a team, I would rather a Bukayo Saka in my team over a Cole Palmer. And guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think.